You can already see how brown the water is. How's it going, everybody? I'm Matt, and I'm going to show you how I like to polish plastic lenses. So with this, what I want to show you is how I can make a lens that isn't terrible, but definitely could use some love. Actually looks like it's got a lot more life in it. So this is off a vintage light bar, much like the ones that you've seen in the garage tour video. Now this is for a customer's light that they're working on for a project. But the process behind this is the same as the process it would take to restore the lights on your vehicle. So if you have some headlights that aren't looking so nice, you can follow the same process and get very similar results or even better. So let's jump in, let's get this thing knocked out so I can get back to the car. Alright, so as you can see, overall it has a decent shine to it, but up close you can see where it's got like bug guts and little rock chips and things like that. Now you're not going to get all this out, but you can make it look a lot better. So clarity wise, I mean, you can read the fact that that's a Napa receipt, but I think we can make it look a little bit better than this. So let's jump into it. Now, one reason why I'm doing this on the floor is because this is a very valuable dome and I really don't want to break it by accidentally knocking it off a table. So first step is just to not screw up and break the thing. The next step is I like to take 1500 grit sandpaper, put on a soft foam block, get it nice and damp and go to town. So here we go. You can already see how brown the water is. That's just the yellowing from the sun. Even your car headlights will look like that. As you can tell, it's nowhere near as yellow and brown looking as it was where we've already knocked off the majority of it. So it's looking a lot better that fast. It's definitely a lot duller now, but it's a lot smoother, so that's good. Alright, so now that 1500 grit's over with, we'll go ahead and step up 2500 grit. Typically I would do 1500, 2500, and then 3000. For your car headlights, I mean, I guess even this one, but mainly for like car headlights, things like that, in my opinion, the best way to do it is to, go through the steps where you're, 1500 grit, get it super nice and smooth, and then just use a 2K automotive clear to clear your headlights. You're gonna get UV protection. It's gonna last a lot longer, So I think that's the best way to go. In this case, most of the time it's just set on a shelf somewhere. In this case, I would just use plastic polish and be done with it. But at least there are options on how you want to do the final stage. But for this, we got to keep sanding, so let's get to it. That feels a lot better. All right, so that's gonna be 2500 grit. We'll go ahead and knock out the sides and I'll let you see what it looks like afterwards. All right, so this is 2500 grit. You can kind of see it. Again, if you want to get every imperfection out, you can sand it hard enough to try to get them out, but you have to just understand that there is always a chance of doing permanent damage. So you have to pick how far you want to go. So anyways, 2500, it's a lot better than what it was. Now the easier part, 3000 on a DA sander. The only bad thing about this is you don't want to put too much pressure because that can damage it as well. All right, now you can see it's a lot more of a like a, I don't really know what you call it, a smoother finish, more uniform finish. So now we're looking good. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna knock out the sides and then we'll move on. All right, so as you can see, it's a lot smoother of a surface. It actually has a really good shine for something that's been sanded. So there's a few different things that you can use polish-wise. There's Mother's, the Powerball plastic polish. It does work pretty good, but you can use the plastics polish, that works good too. I personally prefer Novus. I've had really good luck with them. That's what I use when I polish all my other lenses and lights, so that's what I'm gonna use today. But Novus, they have 1, 2, and 3, but typically Novus 2 does the job, so grab the foam polisher for the drill and we'll get to it. Now, this does tend to sling around quite a bit. As you can see, it doesn't really matter. I'm already filthy, but see what kind of improvement we've made. So with just that, you can see the difference. Like I said, it's still not perfect. It has a few little imperfections, but that's so much better than what it was. And that's just with a really quick polish. All right, so this was about a 30-minute polishing session. It's not perfect, but for just a quick polish, I think it turned out looking really nice. So there are still some light scratches. There are definitely little imperfections and scrapes and chips that didn't come out, but I didn't sand hard enough to get those out. I really just wanted to try to make the overall look smoother and look better. If you want to sand a heavier grit longer, you can probably get it, but for what I'm using this for is the display. It's not really going to matter if you're doing it to like your vehicle's headlights. When you're saying to do them, I would just use an automotive clear coat. It's going to last a lot longer of a finish, and it's going to fill in some of the imperfections. But for what this is, I think it turned out great. So as you can see, I mean, it looks a lot better than what it did. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll put a link in the description for some of the stuff that I used to polish this out. But anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll holler at you guys later on. Have a good one.